That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
What will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Okay. Go to the Cauldron Core, just like that. No big deal. Let's just do it. Only 100 meters away.
Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Hello? I'm kind of stuck right now. I wanted to be up there, but... I mean, it looks like we can cross here. Feels like maybe the only place we can cross. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. We either need to destroy this thing or override it.
Oh, there's the core. There he is. Hello, fire, frost, whatever the hell. Frost claw, fire claw.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. Can't let it stop us.
Don't release both buttons at the same time, my friend. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, sir. No, please don't do that. Ooh, my friend, please don't do that. I know you assholes didn't just freeze the watcher while I'm dealing with the fire claw. Ooh, I know that ain't the case, man. That would be hilariously inappropriate of you guys. Whoa, shoot, my man. I mean, we're getting okay damage. I mean, we did scan this guy, right? Yeah, they go. Oh! Oh, I stopped to drink the potion and it just completely ruined me. That was a terrible mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints.
I feel like I'm doing okay. I really do. But the issue, obviously, is the small amount of damage that I'm doing. I'm doing very little damage. And he's doing very big damage. So, bad time.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
That's a good 500 right there. I didn't hit a weak point, but I still got 500 damage. That's okay. That was a pretty good opportunity to hit a weak point. I didn't. Stop. Oh, that's a big hit. Woo, that's a big 500 right there. No! My man, if you could please just chill, just be cool, just don't think about how badly you should be killing me, and think about maybe how badly I want to be alive. Maybe. Stop it! Do you see this? Do you see this? He's throwing himself across the room and giving me a freaking elbow drop. I mean, yeah, we're doing great damage, but as always, we take
Cyan said something about restraints.
so much more than we give. No, stop. Crack that up.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. Let's stop us.
Take him down!
That's embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. No, that's just a 5-hit combo, no big deal. Boom! Big hit. Fuck off. Advertiser program anymore, so I can be non-advertiser friendly now. It's no concerns. I need 1,000 subscribers before I can advertise again. So. Yeah, probably out of that permanently. with that being the standard, I think I might be out of that one permanently. I'm dead now. Yeah, it's too many. He's got way too big of a combo there. I can't avoid 5 of those attacks in a row. That's just too big of a combo for me. Nothing I can do with that.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for? New unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
I tried dodging back towards him though. It actually seems to work pretty good. I like those 5 honeys. I don't like those elbow drops though, my friend. Okay. Don't release both bugs at the same time, please. And don't jump directly on top of me, leaving me really good. I don't think I took any damage until that. So that makes me feel alright. I'm disappointed that they make me override the tower every time.
Cyan said something about restraints.
I guess the point of it is that you can set... Man, my voice is dying. Is that you can set yourself up in different ways. You know, if this isn't quite working, let's try this instead. Gives you an opportunity to call a bit of an audible.
New unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
But there's no but. Yeah, that's the reason for it. And that's a fairly good reason, you know. Like I said, I don't like it exactly, but with that being the reason for it, it makes fine sense. I'm having a really hard time tracking him this time. Don't release both buttons at the same time, my friend. Don't do it! And don't dodge away from him when he's doing that 5-string combo. Oh yeah, I saw those. I saw those once before and I wanted the shot. I wasn't able to get it that time. This time, we got that shot. Don't release both buttons at the same time. I guess that's when you know I'm frightened. Garbage. Garbage! At least they're getting involved with him now. He does this, I dodge through it, but then I'm not watching him. He does terrible things when I'm not watching. Whew. Don't really know how to survive that one. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? Oh, wow. Stuck in there for all that time. For a fifth. Releasing both buttons at the same time. Take the shot. No, stop. Stop. Keep allowing myself to get confused about what I'm doing at a moment.
Another tower! Stop it from repairing the beast!
No, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta just take these shots. Please. Can't. Oh, he was blocking the shot. Oh, that sucks. They're gonna bring the tower up and start healing him? Nah, that sucks. I'm pleased with how well that went. I mean, obviously, the fact that we got to a stage where they're bringing in another tower is cool, but man, I am not happy about that. You know, I don't think it's gonna be a huge deal. I think. Stop it! This attack! Or he just starts spitting fire and walking towards me. I mean, there's no real dodge on that attack. Looks like they gave me credit for taking out one of the watchers. no! Big waste, big waste. Thinking we take one shot here to wrap it up. Then dodge the next thing he does, and then use that as an opportunity.
Another tower! Stop it from repairing the beast!
There. Come on, no, 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 no. No, please. Oh my goodness. Man, I almost shit the bed there. Fuck off. You don't give a damn no more. Yeah, he's getting unreasonable now. Yeah, I mean this is like a real stage 2 of a boss fight right here. Like he's getting just completely unreasonable. And now there's scrappers in the fight now, which I had not realized. Yeah, we're dead. It's over. It's over. Good effort. Real cool effort, you know, but yeah, but he's entered this stage 2 and there's just there's nothing I can do here. It's over. Yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame. This is another one of these you know, maybe not actually possible type of situations. I mean, that's crazy. That second phase of him with that additional aggression.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
Can't let it stop us!
Fuck off. Just attack. Just attack. Oh wow. This is. I think this is actually worse than I did the first time. Alright, now forget it. Just forget it. That one was doomed from the start. That was just wow. I just couldn't do anything right. Okay. Oh boy, what do I do? What do I do? Could you consult the notebook? You know, maybe he's weak to frost or something. I could.
Cyan said something about.
I just don't feel like it's worth it, you know.
Is that what the tower's for?
It takes so much time to freeze them. I mean, the extra damage is nice, but I feel like if we're just putting damage out during all that time where we're freezing
Won't be
them.
easy.
I don't know if you guys understand how much I hate not hitting the target on a fully charged gun. Like that. Just a last second little jerk. You can see me mess it up. Like it's my own fault, and that makes it a lot worse. Get out of there. That's a big ways too. This is a long way to be in and not have his belly destroyed yet. Making ropes. Making ropes. I mean, maybe not a shit idea. See him breaking them all off? This is exactly what was happening with the demonic thunder draw. You get very close to the point of putting him down and then he breaks it all off. That's a heck of a shot there. I don't like this. I don't like when you've got that aura around him. He's only done that a couple times. Hasn't resulted in anything catastrophic yet, so maybe I shouldn't worry too much about it. Whoa, get out of here! I can't believe we still haven't disabled his fire attack yet. Get it! Oh, that's a great shot. Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, I wanted another one. Fuck your belly!
Stop it from repairing the beast!
Oh, just missed it. Two shots will do it. They don't need to go through time. No. Take this. Go here. Here. Whatever he decides to do, take it. Keep an eye on him. I want this attack going. If I can make that happen. What the? Oh. Long way to go for 17 damage. Oh, you guys just got one follow-up now. I think I actually got that without allowing it to repair him even once.
Don't let them out of your sight!
Big hit. Big hit. Definitely seems to be moving a lot slower now, which I am all for. Not that he's slow, just slower.
The spirit
Beautiful 500. Yeah, he's definitely gotten a lot slower. This has got to be the final phase. There's the limp. Oh, 500. Done. Thank you so much. Spear, Fire Claw Heart. Very nice, very happy. Let's immediately go to our spear. Crank that up to 26. Override the core.
Please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go.
Alright. Away we go.
One of those?
It's the only way! Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai.
That was convenient. Woo. And then they both died.
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
You meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
What do you think Hephaestus is exactly?
A software entity of great complexity, far more advanced than I am. From the beginning, it has demonstrated a singular focus: the construction of machines designed to hunt and kill humans. My traceroutes indicate that to accomplish this goal, it has attempted to take over the manufacturing centers you refer to as cauldrons. But its efforts have only been partially successful. Some it can penetrate. Others have robust countermeasures that frustrate its efforts. In me, however, it found an easier target. Not only could it break my defenses, I also controlled all of Firebreak's resources. Raw material, manufacturing to bootstrap more advanced tools, and unlimited geothermal energy.
Enough to build its own cauldron.
Yes. To construct hunter-killers without external limitations. And yet, it does have internal limitations. It wants to kill humans, but not to exterminate them. It is difficult to understand where it draws the line, and why.
Difficult doesn't even begin to cover it.
Even though I spent years as its unwilling servitor, its core programming remains a mystery to me.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Pharaoh?
Are you referring to Theodore Pharaoh, CEO of Pharaoh Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Pharaoh was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Pharaoh spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. What was the old world like? The way it
I
used
had
to be?
little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all
I
you know?
apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Very interesting. Usually I go with this, but I'm very tempted to go with that. Man, fuck it.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak.
Alright,
See how he's doing.
I am wildly over time, so I'm gonna stop right here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.